Hello, today I'm going to be teaching you about types of forces in physics, key stage 3. Who is this in the photo? I'll give you guys 5 seconds. Have a think and you can pause the video if you want. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Isaac Newton. Did anyone know what he did and how he's so significant to our generations? Have a think about it throughout the video. What is happening in this picture? 5, 4, pause the video if you want, 3, 2, and 1. An apple is falling on his head, and then that's when he theorized gravity. This is the tree Isaac Newton sat under. It's an apple tree in Cambridge University, Britain. An apple fell on his head, and that's when he theorized gravity. If you want to find out more about this, wait for the coming videos. What is the difference between inventing and discovering? Does anyone know? Anyone know? Come on. Alright, I'll explain. Inventing is making something. For example, if let's just say I invent something that I can fly with. Let's say I invent bird wings that anyone can fly with. And discovering is when you discover something, find out. For example, imagine I discover a new animal that can become a human and shift into a human. That is the difference between inventing and discovering. Forces and what they are. We've got Isaac Newton again in the bottom corner. Forces are measured in newtons using a Newton meter. You can buy Newton meters in any shop. Not any shop, science shop. And online, of course. Just search up Newton meter. They're quite famous because Isaac Newton was really famous. The unit of force is named after Isaac Newton, who first theorized about forces. Some examples of those forces are contact forces: friction, air resistance, water resistance, upthrust, or buoyancy are all examples of contact forces. Contact forces occur when two objects are touching. Does anyone know what friction is? I'm sure you already know. For example, if you rub your hand together really hard like this, you can feel your hands warming up. That's friction. Friction is a push against a moving object. It happens when there is contact between two materials like a brake pad and a bicycle tire. Friction is a force that stops or slows us when trying to move an object. If the object is already moving, friction is slowing it down. Air resistance. Got mine on a parachute. Air resistance is the type of friction that occurs between the air and another material. It happens with air particles, air molecules. It is the force that acts in parachutes so that we don't crash to the ground. Upthrust is not a type of friction. It is when the gas or liquid below something pushes up more than the gas or liquid above. Water resistance. Water resistance is similar to air resistance. It's just in water. Water resistance pushes against objects, making it hard for them to move through water. Water resistance is a type of friction that occurs between the water and another material. Buoyancy. Buoyancy, or upthrust, as many other people say, is the force that pushes an object upwards in the fluid. In the water, the weight or gravity of an object is pushing down to the earth, and the upthrust is pushing up. If the weight or gravity is equal to or less than the upthrust, the object will float. If the weight of the object is greater than the upthrust, it will sink. Remember, all of these forces are measured in newtons. Okay, this is an example. I like go swimming sometimes, and I lie on my back, but I don't seem to sink. Does anyone know why this is? It's buoyancy, all buoyancy. Non-contact forces, gravity, magnetism, and electrical forces, such as electrostatic, and all of these are examples of non-contact forces. This would be the last section of the video, non-contact forces, but there would be more videos about forces. Let's carry on. A non-contact force occurs when the objects are not touching. It's the exact opposite of a contact force. Who guessed? Gravity. Gravity is a force that pulls the Earth and other planets towards the sun. It also keeps us and other objects on the ground. We can represent gravity with an arrow pointing down towards the Earth, like this arrow. Weight is the pull on the mass of an object by the Earth. Magnetism. Magnetism is the force that occurs when a magnet pulls a metal object or another magnet towards itself. Does anyone play with magnets before? Just a normal magnet. Magnetic materials are always metals, but only a few metals are magnetic. Examples of magnetic materials include iron, nickel, and cobalt. Steel is a mixture of metals. It is magnetic because it contains iron. Does anyone know how to pronounce this word, cobalt? Pretty hard, isn't it? Okay, electrical force. This is going to be the last contact force, non-contact force of the day. An electrical force is exerted between any two charged objects. Objects with the same charge, either both positive or both negative, will repel each other. Objects with opposite charges, one positive and one negative, will attract to each other. This repulsive or attractive interaction between any two charged bodies is called an electric force. Examples of an electric force include the charge in a light bulb, electric circuits, electrostatic, friction on a balloon after you rub it against clothing, the electric shock that is felt after touching a doorknob. And that is non-contact forces and contact forces and forces overall explained. It's not the depths of it, but we will soon get to the depths of it. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you watch more of my videos about physics, biology, and maybe soon we'll start doing chemistry. Anyway, do anyone think about this more in depth, this question? Think about it. It's a really good question. Goodbye, and I'll see you next time.